How often do you rely on forests? Only when you go camping? And how many forest products do you think you touch every day? 10? 50? 100? Americans come in contact each day with over 10,000 items that come from forests. Most of those products come from timber. That timber comes from healthy forests, managed by people called foresters. Forests provide wood products, recreation for the public, and a refuge for wildlife. National and state parks, farms, forest product companies, and wood mills. These are just some places with great entry-level career opportunities. As you watch this Enter Here program, consider whether you'd like to become a forestry technician, mill worker, logger. Shortly after high school, Jeff Davidson became an entry-level forestry technician for Willamette Industries in Louisiana. The southern pine section here covers 564,000 acres. Jeff works outdoors. He estimates the amount of timber in different areas of the forest. Foresters call this investigation cruising timber.
We cruise timber, which is surveying timber, pretty much year-round. We select then the timber. We prescribe burn different tracks. We survey lines.
Jeff and other technicians in his district are responsible for compiling data on the volume of trees. They monitor the health of the trees in a specific area. Thinning the timber and burning different tracks are familiar processes to them. Jeff helps check for disease, keeps track of the age of trees, and measures and marks trees.
If you just let it grow and you don't treat it, usually the outcome is not very pleasant. Either disease takes over or natural disaster. The foresters kind of aid the growth of the timber. You know, we can come in and select then and open up the stands and let the other trees that we leave grow faster and better. We can burn the underbrush and kind of release the competition so the trees can grow better. We can kind of regulate the forest.
With thousands of acres of forest sprawling over different counties of Louisiana, Jeff covers a lot of ground. He often works with other technicians in his district. Being physically fit and able to endure the weather are very important.
Our timber is located in 4 different counties. I would estimate somewhere between 4,000 to 5,000 acres and maybe more. We travel about 25-30 miles on the average daily. We walk an average of 2 miles a day.
To navigate through the forests, technicians rely on a magnetic compass. They also use the compass to plot straight lines for marking certain areas. Clinometers and bores are tools that help technicians determine the height and growth rates of trees. Other teams of lumber workers come in and cut or burn areas based on the information that Jeff provides.
19 years old.
Jeff participates in burns to clear away extra foliage that threatens the tree life. Carefully controlling the fires takes special preparation.
On a prescribed burn, clear-cut burn, you know, your basic goal is to get it ready to be planted this winter. And you want to burn off all the foliage that has grown up. When you burn it, it enhances the nitrogen in the soil, makes it a little more fertile, and enables the trees to grow a little better. Our fire is contained within that fire lane, and if it gets on the other side of the fire lane, we have water sprayers and we can put it out.
As you would guess, safety also figures into Jeff's work. During such a burn, the heat is intense. The smoke would be overpowering for someone with no experience in controlled burning procedures.
Safety is our main objective when we do a burn. Our orange hard hats and our orange vests for visibility. We need to be in contact with each worker at all times, just because in a real thick area, you could easily circle somebody if you weren't aware of their location.
Working outdoors brings challenges. Technicians often encounter wildlife, including deer, wild turkeys, herons, and other birds. According to government guidelines, they must preserve wildlife areas as they mark certain trees. But sometimes, the wildlife pose a threat to technicians.
Our most important protective gear, that, as far as I'm concerned, is our snake leggings. During snake season, which is through October out around here, fire draws a lot of them out of the clear cuts, and just for safety's sake, we wear them. And they also serve as a brush chat. If it's a real thick area, has a lot of briars, you don't scar your legs up as bad.
For complicated and dangerous procedures, such as the burns, Jeff works with more advanced forestry technicians, biologists, and supervisors. The more he works with the advanced members of the staff, the more he will learn and be trained. Jeff Walker is an advanced forestry technician. He knows firsthand about the training and advancement opportunities within Willamette.
The supervisors have to know that you're capable of doing the Tech 1 until they're sure that you're Tech 2 material, and then it just steps on up once you're Tech 2. There's not a set year and then you get moved up. It's just at your own pace, actually, how you handle the situations that they put you in.
What could you be doing now to handle the situations as a forestry technician? Learning more about plants by working in a nursery or by joining a 4-H club might let you know if you'd like to be a forestry technician. Courses in mathematics and biological sciences are valuable for this work. Even in the woods, being familiar with computers will give you an advantage.
Now we've got handheld computers that we take our plots on. When you get in the main office that afternoon, it just plugs into a bigger computer, and it'll bring the information out and print it up for you.
Forestry technicians combine a variety of knowledge and skills, from knowledge of the different species of trees to computer skills. For entry-level technicians like Jeff Davidson, on-the-job training makes all the difference for putting together a strong career. He recalls how little he knew when he first started.
Boy, I was pretty much brought up in a city. When I first started working for the company, I didn't really know the difference of the trees. You know, a tree was a tree to me. And I remember we were marking pine and oak at the time, and they turned me loose by myself, and I marked a cedar tree. I thought it was a pine tree. It was a beautiful cedar tree, but I marked it, and the boss came down there, and he was laughing. He took me to the side, and he said, "Well, it was a pretty tree you marked, but it's not a pine." But I didn't know the difference. But over time, I learned with the help from the more experienced workers. I definitely know the difference now.
Jeff Davidson definitely knows the difference. He could advance through 2 other levels as a forestry technician and become a forestry technician 3, like Jeff Walker. And working in the forestry industry has focused Jeff Davidson's goals for the future. Taking that entry-level position helped him to make the decision to go to college and pursue a degree in forestry. If he chooses, he can take advantage of a tuition reimbursement program at Willamette.
I went to work for this company right out of high school. I really enjoy the work. I mean, I've been working for them 2 years. I plan on getting my degree and major in forestry.
Many people choose to go into forestry careers for the simple reason that they like to work outdoors. But they have the added satisfaction of knowing that their work has long-lasting importance.
My work I consider real important. I consider myself to be doing is managing the timberland that Willamette has. We're trying to develop and improve seedlings so it'll grow faster and produce a better tree. They collect the seed from test trees, and then they'll have somebody else grow them, and they'll become seedlings, and then we'll replant them in our timberlands. Every tree we cut, 3 more will take its place. We are environmentally sound about everything we do.
And the most important reason that Jeff is good at what he does is because he likes it.
If you like the outdoors and you enjoy wildlife, you know, this job's for you. The main thing I like about being a forestry technician is you're not confined to the same thing every day. Every day I go out, it's a different experience. To me, what I like about forestry is that you can go out and estimate a tract of timber and find out how much volume per foot is out there, and then come back in, see the results. That I like to see a job from when I started on the job and from the time, you know, when they cut it and replant it.
Maybe you'd like to join the forestry management team. If so, then your most important resource is your education. With your high school diploma, you can take that next important step into a strong entry-level career, perhaps as a forestry technician. If that's not the job for you, look at some of the other career options featured in the Enter Here series. And be resourceful. Consider both your talents and interests. Then, get started.